Hi, buddy. Hi, what do we have here today? Do we just have a great big box full of alien stuff? Huh? He doesn't care. Hello, YouTube. Dave here again. Today I have a big unboxing to do. Today I got the Kickstarter rewards from the Alien Evolved Edition Kickstarter that happened a few months ago, actually. So I have a lot of like duplicate items. Some are for just kept sealed. Some are for potential giveaways at conventions if I run the scenario there. So we got a few different things to go through. But yeah, this box is just absolutely just massive there. Right, and then for context, that's my hand. So there's a lot of stuff in here. I wasn't actually expecting it today. I was following that the courier that they used to deliver it, their updates are pretty sparse. It's like, oh, it's just sitting in Halifax, sitting in Halifax, sitting in Halifax, sitting in Halifax, delivered. Like, not even an out for delivery notification. But yeah, this is going to be pretty sweet. I've been looking forward to this for a while now, and I'll have some individual videos doing further unboxings as we go through. So let's just go ahead and start with this here, and this is going to remain sealed as well, even though the top is open, but that's fine. So this is the Alien second edition. This is the collector's edition cover. So the only way to get this cover was through the Kickstarter, or I'm sure they'll have copies of it at a convention for you. Although I thought it was going to be sort of like embossed, but oh, the lettering, the alien lettering is okay. The letters are recessed into the cover there. We kind of have like the mural there depicting what could be the alien queen, or similar to, yeah, because it looks like the eggs there. And then you got like the alien dome, but you also have the fact that it's kind of coming off the sides there. So anyway, sort of like a mural. So that's really cool. So that's going to stay in the plastic. Let's see, there's so many other things here. We do have the Game Mother's screen. And so for the Evolved Edition, the Game Mother screen actually looks like the Mother interface. So you'd have like the computer panel, or the monitor, and it looks like a couple of like the panels on the other side there. So that'll be a separate unboxing video. Now let's see here. All right, let's go with, first of all, so these were things that I clicked on without really reading the full update. But we have here is just the Destroyer of Worlds and Heart of Darkness box sets. So when they did the update saying that those were available to add to the Kickstarter, I assumed incorrectly that these were going to be updated for the new edition. So they're the exact same version as the first edition, right? It was just sort of a reprint, but that's okay because I'll still keep these sealed as like a sealed box set there. So I'm happy to have those. The only thing from the Kickstarter that I'm aware of that wasn't shipped out were the updated campaign books. So there was Building Better Worlds and the Colonial Marines Operations Manual or something like that. They're still going through the printing process, so they should be available shortly. And I am in the middle of like dealing with a cold, so like I have no real energy whatsoever. So just standing here and pulling these things out of the box is draining the life out of me. But we'll get through it here. All right, up next we've got the brand new starter set, and I did get several of these. So I guess there's a total. I thought there was one more, but oh yeah, there is one more further down the box here. It would seem. Oh. Alright, we'll worry about that later. But I do have another one of these. So I have basically one that I want to keep, one that I want to have sealed, that I bought extras in case, in case I decide to run Alien at King Kong. I had kind of settled on doing Dragonbane, but there's a lot of other stuff that I'm currently thinking of now, and Alien was definitely one of them. So we've got the brand new starter set. So this has the Hope's Last Day, sort of updated scenario to be a 3-act full-on, like, actual full scenario. And it even comes with a Xenomorph Mini, which is really cool to see. It also comes with a universal resource counter that you can apply to any resource, like ammo now. So they fixed ammo so that synthetics don't have an unlimited supply. All right, so yeah, I love the artwork on this. It looks so good. All right, we'll just move these over here, and then up next we've got my copy that I'll be opening, and my copy that I'll be keeping sealed. But this is the new cinematic scenario, the Rapture Protocol. So it's really, so I'm not entirely sure what the new story is, but it looks like it's going to be really interesting. And it comes with these mini sets, and I had some questions about how they were going to turn out, because like the box for the mini set is thicker than the box for the scenario, and it's because the minis are all pre-assembled, or maybe they're even just molded to be one piece. But that is really cool. There's also skirmish rules, so there's going to be a booklet in there for using these minis and the map as like just sort of like a miniatures game instead of having to go through the RPG. So they're going to be doing, like, whenever another cinematic scenario comes out, they're going to have like more minis to go along with it. So it's going to be really cool to see how far that ends up going. But yeah, really, really cool. We've got, I think these are the player characters here, or maybe here. You got some like Weyland-Yutani commandos. You've got somebody in a power loader. You've got the 2 xenomorphs, and then you have the 2 facehuggers there. So it's like there'll be more minis as more sets come out. I also, in anticipation for this, went out and bought the entire Aliens board game line. So that has minis in it as well, though those ones you have to put together. Up to and including, like, I have up to the Xenomorph Queen, although no Praetorian. So it'd be really cool if a future set comes out that uses the Praetorians, so that we can get like actual minis of those. But I love, you got like the window display there to actually show some of the minis inside. So that's actually a really nice looking box set. And again, I got one to open, one to keep as a collectible. But we're not done yet. We still got some more stuff in here. So back up I go. Alright, up next I've got 2 copies. Oh, that was a little scuffed, but it's coming. Okay, it looks like the scuff marks are coming off. So these are just the standard edition rules for Rulebook. And I have oh, and my dog sees another dog on the street. But I've got a total of 3 of these, so basically if I run this in person, I would like to have 1 copy for myself, one copy for the table. And then I do have an extra that, again, could be like a giveaway at like a convention if I were to run it there, along with the extra starter sets. And here's the 5th copy of that starter set. So again, I was kind of planning ahead to do giveaways at a convention, so I have the 3 starter sets. I'd probably stick to the starter sets, like, if I were to really think about it at this point in time. Yeah, that cover got a little scuffed up, but that's should be all right. I think that'll... If not, that'll be the player copy. All right, so we got our, again, the rule books here. Now, one of the things I actually really like in the new rule books is the fact that it's white pages, which makes it a lot easier. To read. So we got those, and then I've got a retail copy of the stress dice and of the core dice. Interesting that none of those are showing a 6 there. That's if I were to roll them. That's how they'd show up. And then finally, the last few items here. So these are the crew lapel pins. So I think these sort of mark the different... It might be hard to... So I think these mark the different positions maybe on board. I'd have to kind of look into that, like if it's crew rank or what their role is on the ship. But we have that. We've got the USCSS Fidanza, I guess. So this is the cloth crew pouch for the ship that I believe you are in for the Rapture Protocol. So I don't think it says the name of the ship, but I'm pretty sure it's connected to the ship in the Rapture Protocol. So that's actually, again, really, really cool. And then we've got the Alien Dice Bag. So it does have the drawstrings there, but it's got like the Wayland Yutani Building Better Worlds. And this was something that was added on like at the very, I shouldn't say at the very end of the Kickstarter, because that's not accurate. But they went through their initial stretch goals in like 15 minutes or something like that, or an hour. No, it was an hour and a half. It was an hour and a half that they went through, and they met all of their initial 5 stretch goals. So they had a set of 5 more prepared that they thought would take them all the way to the end of the Kickstarter. The problem is that those all got met within like a day and a half. So they had to try to come up with some more things, but there's only so much that they can do because they need to be able to, run things through their licensor. They need to make sure that they have permissions to do some of these things. And then you also need to line up like manufacturers and stuff. So this was added as one of the final Kickstarters. And I think the other ones were like along the lines of like adding a mini to the sets, like the mini sets, to add a couple more. Like I think at first there was like 1 facehugger, 1 xenomorph. So I think like the extra xenomorph was one of the new stretch goals there, along with, I can't remember if the skirmish rules were part of the 3rd wave of stretch goals or not. But anyway, so we got this dice bag here. So this is really cool, and it is folded up here, so it would be bigger than what it looks like I think in here. And actually, it looks like it might even sit flat on the table, type of thing. So it looks like it's sort of like a flat back there. But truthfully, I'm going to keep this. I'm just going to keep this sealed, along with the pins, and along with the patch there. So yeah, there we go. That is the Alien Kickstarter. So again, got quite a few things with it, but like I said, I was planning ahead to convention stuff. Some of these were like stretch goals or other things that I added to it. It's just kind of nice to have like just the actual like sealed copy of the dice. I'm not really worried about using these ones because each starter set also comes with a full set of 10 and 10. So these are more, again, just sort of like to sit on the shelf or to be collectibles, because the Alien role-playing game is one of my favorite RPGs, and anything I could do to support it and to be able to give stuff away to people that I run games for locally, to try to raise awareness of it and get some new customers there, I think is going to be a lot of fun as well. So, yeah. So it looks like I'll be running Alien at KingCon in 2026. So there we go. Let me know in the comments below. Did you guys, any of you, back the Alien Evolved Edition Kickstarter? If not, did you get the first edition of the game? Are you planning on getting the second edition? I think that the second edition looks like it's got some really good updates to its like panic system and its stress system. When I was running some of the other scenarios, by the time you reach the end of it, you've got so much stress. And your stress level is so high that you're basically, anytime you're forced to make some sort of roll, you're almost guaranteed to completely fail at it, because of the fact that you can get, you can roll 8 base dice and get 6s on all of them, but you do that panic roll and it kind of messes you up. So they separated stress response and stress rolls from panic rolls. So the actual panics where things could be really bad and prevent you from succeeding in your course of action, those come by much less frequently now. And like if you roll the facehugger on a skill roll, you roll a stress roll on a separate table with different things. So generally speaking, you still succeed at the task, but you might lose an item or break an item, or you might become paranoid and not let other people assist you on any rolls, or you may become sort of like depressed and despondent and not be able to aid others in their rolls, type of thing. Or you could hurt yourself in the process. So it's kind of, I think they've done a good job with that. They've changed ammo to a resource that you would roll for the same way you would for any other device like the motion tracker or your air supply, so that if you are a synthetic character, you can now run out of ammo, because the only way to run out of ammo in the first edition was to panic. And synthetics can't panic because they don't roll for stress. So, and they've also said they've made updates to other things like the stealth system. I guess is going to be different. They have a life path character generation system now, where you can basically go through your character's life from birth to the point where they begin whatever scenario that they're going to be in, and it gives you like your choices, the events that happen, and how that affects your attributes or your skills. So it's, I think overall this is going to be the definitive version of the Alien role-playing game, and I cannot wait to give this a go through. I've run Hope's Last Day a few times, but I've always altered the ending to have the characters come face to face with like the Queen, who's molted from just like the original like Russ Jordan face burster or chest burster, and it molted into the Queen, and like the sort of like the chase sequence running away from the Queen on their way to the shuttle type of thing. But for the starter set, now that it's been expanded to like a full 3-act scenario, I think I'm just going to run it as is and see how it goes. But yeah, anyway, I'm super excited for this. I'm going to be spending some time looking at these books. I'll be doing unboxings for the starter set, the miniature set, and the Rapture Protocol in the next little while, as well as the Alien Game Mother screen. Again, I'm also fighting a cold, so I'm still going to record the videos, but I might sound awful. I might sound like death. But anyway, there we go. So, great big old box full of stuff. It arrived in really good condition, actually. I was a little concerned because part of the box, one of the box edges, had been kind of blown out, so I was afraid that something might have been crushed a little bit, but everything looks good. I think only one of the books, one of these core books, looks a little scuffed, but again, I think that'll actually rub out, so I don't think it's actual like scratches, so it might just be from like the plastic or the bubble wrap that it was in or pressed up against. But anyway, I'm prattling at this point, so thank you all for your time. Thank you to Free League for releasing this new version of the Alien game. When the 2 campaign books come in, I will let you guys know, and I'll show them off on video as well. They're not drastically different. The only major differences is they've retweaked some things like the armor system And they've changed the way that armor works so that you have it's like almost like damage reduction in like D&D, where instead of you rolling dice to see if it subtracts from the damage you take, it's just a static number that's always coming off of your damage that you receive. So things like that. Some of the stats for the weapons may have been slightly altered as well. And some of the other like talents and stuff might have been slightly changed just because of like the way that some of these other mechanics have been done. But the one of the co-founders of Free League did say that, like, truthfully, their changes are not very drastic. Like, if you know what the new equipment does, or like the equivalent of the new talents, which would probably be in here, or they might release a list of the changes, then you'd be able to implement those with your original. But yeah, again, I'm drawing this out, so I'm excited. I feel like I'm dying, but I'm also really excited. So thank you again for all your time. I appreciate it. We'll see you in the next one. Until then, take care.